Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today guys, on this episode of John's Arcade, well guys, we're gonna fix some stuff in this video because everything in the basement is breaking. Look at the Firefox, completely down now, okay? Before it was acting up, we had no sound. Now when you turn the game on, there is a white screen. I have no idea what's wrong with it. And then over here, iRobot's still down. Yeah, and actually on purpose, because we removed the power supply, and Ian Kellogg at iankellogg.com agreed to fix that for me, and I just got it back. So in this video here, we're gonna put that power supply in and see if we can get that game working again. And then Robotron, still down. I believe it's the header pins on the power supply. And then also Two Tigers right here. Well, Two Tigers is actually working. And the only thing that's wrong with it is that it's not saving scores, which is kind of bothering me. So maybe in this video, we're gonna put a new battery on the power supply. And yes, guys, I am back. So, you know, I was traveling last weekend, and sometimes that's going to happen. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the next few weeks, the next month, I have some family stuff going on, so I might not be able to do a video every week. It doesn't mean I don't want to. It doesn't mean I'm at the hangar. I've been reading the comments, but you know what? It's getting warm, and I think we're gonna be in the garage soon. It was like in the 60 degrees today. It's so warm right now. But you know what? Before we start working on stuff today, I want to talk to you guys about this right here, okay? And I've been putting this off for weeks, actually a couple months, okay? We're gonna be doing another raffle, okay? And I've been kind of acquiring this stuff over the last couple months, but we're gonna be doing a John's Arcade mega raffle. And so what you guys need to do is go to johnsarcade.com, okay? And you can enter the raffle there on the homepage at johnsarcade.com. Now let me explain what we're giving away, okay? So the grand prize is this right here, and it's actually mega cool, okay? So one, I'm giving away my Famicom Mini, okay? This is part of the grand prize. Again, johnsarcade.com, enter the raffle there. So my family computer, my Famicom Mini, okay, you're gonna get that. This is the grand prize. And then with the grand prize, you're also gonna get all of this stuff right here, okay? Now, what is this? Well, I'll tell you, it's actually really slick, okay? So this company here, GeChic, okay, GeChic, they sent me this to review, okay, and we're gonna do a proper review video soon, but I wanna give it away, and we're gonna give it away in the raffle with the Famicom Mini. Now, what this thing is, it's a portable monitor. I believe it's battery powered, and this thing's like over a couple $100. I'm just gonna show you guys what it is, because it's really slick, okay? It is a Famicom themed portable monitor. And you could plug, I believe that it's battery powered, and we're gonna do a video review of it, but it's really slick, guys. I actually haven't even opened this yet, okay? Let's see if we can figure out how this works. So here it is, right here. And I believe it has USB ports, it has VGA, HDMI, and it's got volume and power, but it's my understanding that this thing is portable and battery powered, maybe, if I understand it right. But it's Famicom themed, Famicom colored, and it's meant to go with the Famicom Mini. And it has a little kickstand here somehow. Yeah, look at this. It's pretty slick. So we'll do a proper video of this soon. So it goes like this, like here, right? And then you plug the Famicom Mini into that, okay? And you have like a whole little setup here. Isn't that slick? So I'm gonna be giving away this as the grand prize. You're gonna get this Famicom themed colored monitor, okay? You'll get the Famicom Mini. Boy, you know what? I actually really wanna do the video review of this now. This is pretty slick. And again, I believe this monitor is like over $200 on Amazon. The company that sent this to me is GeChic. And they wanted me to review it because I did the Famicom Mini video. So you're gonna get the monitor, you're gonna get the Mini, you're gonna get these cables here, Mini DisplayPort cable, you're gonna get an on-lap proprietary VGA cable, you're gonna get a tripod mounting kit. This is, again, all part of the grand prize. And then also a sunshade, so you can play this outside, right? You can go to a campground on a picnic bench and set up the Famicom Mini with this monitor. Again, I think it's battery powered. We'll do a proper video. Anyway, this is the grand prize, Famicom Mini, the monitor, and all this stuff. There's probably $300-400 worth of stuff here, guys, okay? That's the grand prize. Again, johnsarcade.com to enter the raffle, okay? And then second prize is gonna get this, the NES Classic Edition, okay? And then also, NYKO, they sent me this to review. I'm gonna give this away with the NES Classic Edition. So they sent me the Mini Boss controller. This is a wireless controller, okay? Goes with the NES Classic, so you're gonna get that, and then you're also gonna get this, which is the NYKO Extend Link 6-foot cable. They sent me this to review. I'm gonna give it to you guys, okay? We'll probably do a proper video for these before I send them off, but I wanna share this with you guys, and again, enter the raffle. This is gonna be second prize, NES Classic, wireless controller, and extension cable. And then we're gonna have a whole bunch of smaller prizes, okay? We're gonna have t-shirts, and of course, everyone's gonna get the high score pads. I have Kill Screen CDs, I have this Pac-Man 3D motion mug, and then Scott Washburn sent me this. This is the Vegitti, as seen on John's Kitchen. You'll get one of these. So I wanna set it up so I have like 10 winners, okay? And number one, the grand prize is gonna get the Famicom Mini and the monitor and all the accessories, which is really slick. And then second place will get the NES Classic with the wireless controller and the extension cable. And then third, fourth, and fifth will be like the t-shirts and the CDs and the mugs and the Vegitti, and everybody will get these high score Post-it notes and John's Arcade stickers. What do you guys think, huh? So we haven't done one in a while, and I've been stockpiling this stuff. And actually, I was supposed to do the Famicom thing like 2 months ago. I've been sitting on that review unit for like 2 months. But anyway, so yes, go to johnsarcade.com and enter the raffle. I'm gonna do the drawing on April 1st, okay? So April 1st, we're gonna pick all the winners, and then I'll mail everything out. Okay, so what are we gonna do in this video? I know, that was a long intro. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna see if we can get iRobot working, okay? So I sent my power supply to Ian, and this was a couple months ago when I was just burnt out and a little busy, right? And I said, Ian, you know, if you're willing to look at this power supply, and he's a power supply engineer, and he said, absolutely, send it to me, I'll see what I could do, okay? So I sent it to Ian, and he fixed it, and he said the only thing that was wrong with it was cracked and cold solder joints, okay? So he went through the whole thing, and if you guys remember, we rebuilt the iRobot power supply in a video. Boy, that was a while ago, right? Like over a year ago, when Ian came here to drop off the Quantum around then. So here's the power supply, and he said he went through it, and it was basically just all cracked and cold solder joints. And by the way, I hate this power supply, I really do. So he went through the whole thing, reflowed the solder. I don't know if these jumper mods are mine or his. He did say he did do one mod to it, okay? And I don't really know what he did, but he messed with the reset circuit timing, okay? Because one of the problems I was having with my iRobot is that when I turned it off, okay, it would lose all the settings. Now, there's NVRAM on the iRobot PCB, and part of the reset circuit is such that when you turn the game off, it sends this signal as it's kind of shutting down. It sends a signal to the PCB or whatever to save all of the settings, the scores, the joystick calibration to NVRAM. And then when you turn it back on, again, it reads it from it. So every time you turn it on, the reset circuit is kind of dying, or the game is dying, and it's losing power, and it's saying, oh my God, we're shutting down, quickly save. And so that was not working. He said he played with the timing and extended the reset circuit. I don't know how he did that. I suspect maybe he replaced a cap or something. I have no idea. So I'm excited to see iRobot live again. Now this is gonna be pretty simple, but it's one of those things I need to check off my list because the list is growing down here, guys, and I'm not happy about it. so let's pull the iRobot out. Let's put the power supply in, and so actually this is gonna be kind of a bear to move. So let me pull the iRobot out, and let's put the power supply in and see if we can play us some iRobot again. Okay, I have the iRobot pulled out. This should go pretty quick, actually, I hope. So let's take my screwdriver. By the way, this is my new cordless screwdriver. This thing just flat out rules. I love everything about it. I feel manly. It's the Milwaukee, I don't know, I got it at Home Depot. I had some gift cards. It's the M12. I highly recommend it. It's got a lot of torque to it. And so it works well as a screwdriver and also as just a little portable drill if you need to just set some screws or something in a game, and it's coming really handy at the hanger. All right, so let's open this up. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna have to just plug the power supply in. I gotta remember how I unplugged it, but basically it goes in right here. So let's grab the power supply. All right, I'm actually getting excited here because I haven't played iRobot in a while. And this power supply, I hate this thing. I really do. It's so just ridiculous and big. And it's also designed to power the Amplifone monitor. I guess it supplies some voltages to that, and I don't have an Amplifone in mine. All right, so let's kind of remember how this goes in. So we have these connectors here. I'm guessing that the heavy part goes down. And that's how I would design this. Or actually the heat you'd want it up top. I don't know. Let's see how the cords kind of want to go in here. Yeah, it does not. It goes like this. You can see right now. All right, so let's see if these want to go in the right spots. All right, so these go up here. I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here. And this goes here. This goes here. And then this is the gauze coil. So we can leave that undone. So this is supply output. I think we leave that out too, because I believe that that is for the monitor. I actually got to remember how I had this thing plugged in. And then there's a screw right here. Where did I drop that screw? Darn it. All right, hang on. Let me find this stupid screw. Son of a gun. All right, I found the screw. And by the way, this right here, best flashlight ever. Like, you know, since I've been at the hangar, you know, I've been kind of figuring out the tools that I really need. And the most important tool at the hangar, hands down, is this right here. This is my flashlight. It's called the Big Larry. And it's stupid bright. It's got a magnet at the end. It's just amazing. I get this. I bought it at Ace Hardware. It's not cheap. It's $25, but it is hands down the best flashlight I have ever owned. The only bad thing about it is that it eats through batteries like crazy. But I'll be working on a game, and I just go up to it, and bam! There's always somewhere to stick it, and it's awesome, guys. I highly recommend that screwdriver. I mean that flashlight. It is literally the first thing I grab when something's not working right. Always. It's the very first thing. All right. Okay, so I do believe that I leave the supply out right here because I think that is for the monitor. And then we leave the degauss coil out. Or maybe it was this one back here. All right, so let's get those in there. Okay, so we definitely don't need the degauss coil. Okay, so this one here is the degauss coil. We're not using the monitor, right? So the other one is, so this one right here. So these are the voltages out. I'm wondering if I need this one right here. That screw just came undone. Boy, I don't remember. So there's a Molex connector right here that I believe is supply voltages in. Yeah, it is. Okay. So all of the connectors back here, I believe, go to the PCB, and then the supply out and the degauss coil goes to the monitor. And again, we're not using that monitor, so we don't need those, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll find out soon enough. This wood here is broken. Bending it. The plywood here is all bound up. Hang on. Slide this in. All right. I almost need to get like some toothpicks or something and put them in the hole. Yeah, the wood here on the plywood where the screw goes in, it's all split and the hole is all stripped out. I'm gonna grab some toothpicks and just kind of break them off in there. And okay, I grabbed some toothpicks. I don't even know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it anyway. So the plywood's all split there, and I'm just gonna kind of jam these in there and see if we can just make it so I can get that screw in there. All right, that better work. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so we're all in. Just double checking my work. Again, I don't think that I need this. This goes to the monitor. This is the isolated voltage for the monitor. I'm pretty positive. Okay, so let's plug it in and see what happens. I don't know if the game's on or off. Now I asked Ian, I said, do I need to adjust the voltages? I don't even think you can on this thing. He said, no, it's dialed in. So we'll see what happens here. All right, I'm gonna plug it in. And, all right, I just wanna see this thing working again. All right, you guys ready? Is it on? Yeah. All right, so the light is on the PCB. Oh boy. It's doing that same thing again with the reset. Shit. Okay. Here. So it's on. Let's take a look. It didn't seem right though.
On your mark.
Someone tells me something's wrong with this thing. Eh, maybe not. Let's see. I don't know. Let's put it in test here. Okay, so next screen, start 1 and 2. Okay, look it. Maybe that's okay. Press start 1 for the RAM's okay. Switch test. Look at the joystick, it's going nuts. Something is wrong with this game. It's like there's lots of noise on the screen. All right, press fire. So it's supposed to be zeroing the joystick out right now.
On your mark.
Bad stability, which is what I was getting before. Damn it. There's still something wrong with this game. Do you see how the X and Y thing is moving like crazy? So I don't know if I have bad Hall effect sensors. It's not moving too bad, it's just going one, yeah it is though. I did buy new Hall effect sensors for this, by the way. All right, well, it says bad stability, so we might have an issue with the Hall effect sensors. And I did purchase some new ones, and maybe we'll do that in another video. So, is the game fixed though? Look at, if I go left, it goes right. Let's just see how the game behaves. See, look at how it's going crazy on its own. right, here's what I'm curious about. Was the reset circuit fixed? Is it gonna save the settings? I'm gonna turn the game off. Now, when you turn it off, okay, it's supposed to save that centering thing that we just did with the joystick. And so when we turn it on now, it shouldn't ask us to do the recentering, I hope. The control panel's off. All right, so ready? Let's turn it on. Yep, see, okay, it didn't save it. Let's see how it behaves now. See, I go left and it just goes right. So I'm gonna tell you, so what I was doing before, okay? So before I talked to Ian, the game wouldn't boot, okay, at all. It would not boot, right? And so I would turn the game on, and then like 5 minutes later, the game would start, and it would just like be on the screen trying to start, and it wouldn't start. So right now it's starting, okay? So did whatever Ian do fix that issue? And maybe the issue with the joystick is not related to the power supply, and maybe it's related to the Hall effect sensors, because this joystick has a Hall effect sensor in it, well, several of them, and it's like a magnetic field, okay? It's not like switches. And so I ordered new Hall effect sensors thinking that maybe these went bad. Was that not in all the way? I wonder if I need to repin this thing. What if that's the issue? So anyway, this thing's got sensors on it, and one night here we might... God, this is awfully loose. Maybe we should replace the header pins on that thing really quick. Because we've got these tiny little round pins, and then like a newer connector right here that's super loose, by the way. You know what? Let's replace the header pins real quick. Now, guys, I don't know what this video is. I don't know how far we're gonna get. You know, it's 8:30 right now. I'm just gonna do whatever I can. It's just that I have all this stuff down here we need to work on. Oh shit! I just lost a damn screw inside the control panel. All right. Okay, so let's pull this out. We're gonna replace the header pins on that thing, 'cause I just don't like them. We gotta remember how this goes, by the way. Should probably get a marker and just kind of mark that off. Do I have a Sharpie somewhere? So... So it goes just like this. Alright, I gotta go find a Sharpie. Because I want to just mark the board where we need to put that back on. And I also need to get that screw out of the control panel we dropped. Alright, Sharpie. Okay.
On your mark.
Alright, so we're gonna come in here. Of course, it's a dead Sharpie. Son of a gun. Alright, I must have a Sharpie somewhere. Alright, let me go grab a Sharpie. Hang on a second. Alright, I'm gonna take a Sharpie here. I'm just gonna mark it like this. Alright.
On your mark.
So that should be pretty obvious when we go to put it back on. Alright, I wonder if I can get that screw out by magnet. Alright, so let's get this out of here. Let me see if I could shake the screw out of here. So what's interesting here, all right, so we have this. Okay, I got it. So what I did here is I marked on the board where this is supposed to go. Do you see that? So I actually have a 5-pin connector going into a 4-pin header. So the one that hangs off is marked there. So anyway, here's the board and here's the Hall effect sensors right here. Now again, I don't know if these are good or bad. I'm assuming they're good. And I don't know if I reflowed solder on these. We should probably test these for continuity and make sure they're not bridged or anything. But these pins, though, are just junk. These are those cheap little round pins.
On your mark.
So we definitely want to replace those. I gotta get that screw out of here. Darn it. Boy, I dropped that screw into limbo land. Son of a gun. Hang on. All right, I think I got the screw. Anyway, let's. There was a screw on the ground. I'm assuming it's the right one. I was shaking the control panel like crazy. Okay, let's go over here. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna replace these headers here. And I also want to just test general continuity for the Hall effect sensors here. And it looks like there's been some work on this thing. Is that resistor burnt up right here? Is it? We should test that. Kinda looks like it is. I'm not sure what value that's supposed to be. This thing looks like it's, in general, just a big mess. So, all right, let's remove the header pins. So the back here goes towards the resistors. Boy, that resistor sure looks like it's burnt up. I don't know what value that's supposed to be, but the center of that looks like it caught on fire. All right, let's take our NYKO here. Let's see if we could pop this off. All right, let's see if this will come off here. Nope. All right, I need to be careful here because I do not want to destroy this part. I do not want to lift these traces and all that stuff. So we have to be extra careful with this. So if the iRobot doesn't save scores, okay, and I've heard other people having this issue, I can kind of live with it. What I can't live with is a joystick that is out of control, okay? And I think there's something wrong with this board. I really do. I think that Ian probably fixed the power supply and the game is playable, okay? But I think that the joystick problems I have are related to this board right here. And I'm looking for my pliers. Hang on. All right. I think we're going to put a little bit of flux on here. All right, let's see if we can pull these out. See, I think there's solder on the top of this is what's happening, and it doesn't want to come out. See, sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut this plastic off. It's not going to be easy, though. All right, let's try flowing some new solder on here. And then we'll kind of start over. Boy, I wasn't even planning on doing this tonight. I didn't think we'd be working on this opto board. So if you add new solder to the old solder, it just kind of helps everything flow a little easier. And then obviously the flux also helps with all of this. Alright. Let's take a look here. Doesn't look very good. So now we're going to see if we can get it out. I'm wondering if this thing is plugged up. Yeah, so if you look in here, it's like a little filter in the end. Let me go empty this out real quick. Okay, so I emptied the little reservoir out, and then also I want to take this and just make sure we're clear here. And we are. Okay. So let's try this again. All right. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Please come out. Ah, thank you. Okay, so you can see there's pads on the top, and that's kind of what was holding it in. So it just fell right out. Okay, let me get the new headers. So what we're gonna do is take a new header and basically just solder it in, because that other connector, we actually made that. And by the way, so I'm using this here. I forgot what size these are. There's 0.100 and 0.116 or something. I don't remember. I got these from Great Plains Electronics, and basically, again, there's two sizes, and these go on. Are these perfectly centered? Doesn't matter. Yeah, they are. So what we're gonna have to do is cut this. We need 4 pins. But these are the larger ones. And there's also I could tell you guys in a second. Hang on, let me just clip this. Alright. Alright, so it's gonna go like this, and it doesn't matter what way it goes in. Just like so. And I'll show you the two sizes. I believe I have a box full of them. But again, you can go to Great Plains Electronics and buy these, and they're fairly inexpensive. And so I kind of stocked up on these things. Did I get only one size? So these are 0.156. And these are kind of the most common ones, you know, with the connectors that look like that. And that was what we removed from the Robotron when we replaced the other connector. And then there's the smaller ones, which I guess I didn't buy. I thought I did. No, here's the smaller ones. No, that's the bigger one. Yeah, so I only bought the 0.156, which is the most common. But you will come across the even smaller ones. Alright, so let's solder this guy in. Is that a cold solder joint right there? I don't know. So I'm going to attempt to attack this in really quick. Where did my flux pen go? So this is gonna be a little tricky to do because it's gonna want to fall out. So I'm just gonna try to tack it. Just kind of get the first one started. Try not to burn my hand. Alright, that's in. It's not gonna fall out now. So I can go ahead and do the other 3. So let's kind of zoom in on that. Okay. There's 2.
On your mark.
Alright. Alright, let's kind of double check our work here. So I want to redo, what was the one we tacked? There's this one right here. So that one looks like it's a little light on solder. Okay. Let's take a peek. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. It's hard to tell, to be honest. The pads are so small. It's like the part is really big, and the pad it goes through is really tiny. But I think we're in there all the way. Okay, so I want to just test out this resistor that looks burnt up to me, and just see what kind of value we get. I can't read the stripes, and I suppose we could look at the schematic or something. But I'm gonna just try to test it in circuit. So let's put it on ohms here, and let's just see what it reads. Eight ohms, 223, 1.97K, 222. I don't know what values these are supposed to be. Well, there's a cap on here too. So maybe this thing is just fine. Let's see, that's R1. I wonder if we could find the joystick Hall effect 84. I'm gonna go see if I can Google this and see what the value for R1 is supposed to be. You can see it's labeled R1, and maybe we'll remove one of the legs here and just see if it's in spec. Hang on, let me go Google that. Okay, well, I checked the manual and it doesn't say what parts are on this, and so I think we're gonna try it as is just to see if that fixed anything. And I'm wondering if I should reflow some of this solder on here. Like, it looks like someone reflowed some of this solder. It might have even been me, who knows. But some of this has not been touched. We can also take a continuity meter here and just see if... Where's the other one? And just see if we have nothing shorted here, these 2 legs. I gotta be careful I don't bend these. So we got these 2 here. So this leg and this leg are not shorted together. No, this leg and that leg are not, and this leg goes all the way over there, and then this middle leg goes to here. Okay, so let's see, this leg, that leg not shorted. Alright, so the work's good here. That's continuity to that, and then we should have continuity from here to there. And we do. Alright, so that looks good. I don't know if that cap could cause all this.
On your mark.
I don't know. I kind of think the solder all looks good, but why don't we just go ahead and just reflow the original stuff. So let's like reflow this. I'm just heating up the old and adding new to it. Okay. Freshen that up. What else is kind of questionable? This one. But this one really only matters on the other side, which and it looks fine. Because that pad goes to here. By the way, I switched tips and I missed my old tip already. Because I was using that like pointy tip. I like that tip better. And this one's kind of like a mini screwdriver, like a mini flat tip, and I don't like it as much. I'm gonna go back to my pointy tip. I'm just used to it, and I feel too clumsy with this one. Because what I would do is when I needed the point, I could use the point, and then when I would solder, I'd usually use the side of it to heat up larger parts like that. All right, you know what? We're gonna try this out. We got nothing to lose here, so let's go back to the game. I'm gonna tell you, if this doesn't fix it, I'm kind of at a loss. All right, let's make sure that these sensors. You know, I don't even know if these sensors are good. It could have been a connection issue. I think it's entirely possible it was. You know, it's funny. The problems I'm having down here are so complicated compared to the problems I've been having at the hangar. Knock on wood. A lot of the stuff at the hangar has been very simple, stupid stuff to fix. You know, reseating connectors, dead power supplies, you know, switching power supplies. Just, you know, simple things. This stuff here is very complex, you know, like, what's happening here with this game? It's just acting bizarre. All right, so let's see if we can line this up again. So it goes just like that. And I gotta make sure the sensors are clearing. That's where it goes.
On your mark.
Right there. So let me get my screws.
Get set.
There's one. And there's the other. Okay. All right, so let's take a. I want to take a look here to make sure the sensor is clearing. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but in here, there's like this white thing, and it goes over the sensor, and it's like a magnetic field, and I can't really see. So that one looks like it's bent and further away. Let me see if I can just kind of get it a little bit closer. There. I don't think it's supposed to touch it though, but... Alright, that looks better. Alright, let's put our connector on. And I gotta pay attention to this connector, how it goes on. And this red pin wants to pop out. So it goes like this.
On your mark.
Alright.
Get set.
I think it's a better connection. Doesn't really feel great. Okay, I guess we'll try it out. Scratching up my control panel. All right, let's turn it on. Okay, it's not booting. See, it's doing that same crap it was doing before. Something's not right. And I don't know if, is this a PCB problem or is this a power supply problem? See, it wants to start.
On your mark.
There it goes, it started.
Get set.
Now it doesn't want to start. Oh boy, oh my God. This is exactly what it was doing before I sent it to Ian. The game's resetting. You hear the coin counter going. There it goes, and it goes away. Jesus. So there's a light, an LED, on the power supply that's not lit. I'm just curious what that signifies. Let's take a peek in here. So there's an LED right there, and it does not light. It goes on for a second when you turn the game on. I'm gonna message Ian, hang on. All right, actually I turned around and the game booted, so I'm just curious to see if the joystick freaks out. It's not freaking out. I think we fixed the joystick. No, we can't go up. I can't go up. Left and right is good. Alright, something is wrong here. We turned the game off. It sounds like it's going back and making that noise like it's hitting the back wall. So
Get set.
what I'm wondering is, okay, so this is the one right here, up and down. So it's hard to show you this, guys, but this sensor right here is for up and down. Is this thing not screwed in all the way? I didn't tighten it down all the way. I was kind of scared to go nuts. All right, let's tighten this down all the way. It's loose. Alright, so up and down is this one right here, and maybe that sensor. So if you guys can see in here, there's a little Hall effect sensor. If you guys can see this, so there's a sensor right there, and when this thing moves up and down, it interacts with that sensor. It's really hard to show you, but it looks like it's in correct proximity. So I gotta make sure. Let's try it again. Connector's in. I want to make sure the connector stays in as I put it back in. Alright. Let's try it again. Yeah, let's see, it's resetting. It's trying to start. All right. All right, let's try it. I can't go forward and backwards now. Son of a gun. Oh, I hate this game. What did I do wrong? Left and right works. It sounds like it's permanently going backwards, and that's why it's making that noise. All right, let's pull this off and take a look at our work.
On your mark. Get set.
All right. So the one I'm looking at is this one right here. So it's this one closer to the capacitor. So we're gonna take this off. Can you guys even see what's going on here? We're gonna take it off and we're gonna look at the one closest to the capacitor. Just make sure we didn't box something. Ah, son of a gun. All right. So it's this one right here. All right, I wonder if there's any merit to reflowing the solder. I gotta find the screw again that I just dropped. Hang on. All right, here's what I figured out. Okay, so the sensor we wanted to look at was the one closest to this cap, which is this guy right here. And this thing is just so loose; it's barely hanging on there. And you know what? I might have done this. I might have did this when we were soldering. It's completely just like barely hanging on, and I'm sure it's cracked. Okay. Now this one here seems perfectly fine. Now I do think, I kind of suspect that maybe what we did here with the header pins was successful because the left and right movement was not jittery, which it was doing before. It's just that we lost the up and down, and I think it's because of this right here. Now I'm gonna tell you, I ordered new Hall effect sensors, okay, and apparently these exact ones they don't make anymore, okay, but I went online. And actually, I researched this pretty heavily, and I bought these a while ago, okay? And I found a thread on Clove or something, and everyone basically said that they don't make these sensors anymore, but a suitable replacement, I hope, are these right here, okay? And these look really different than the one that we just removed, okay? They're tiny. And so the one that's on here right now is ginormous, okay? But the sensor's right there. And so let's take a look at it, okay? So here it is right here. And the big question is if we're to replace this with this, how does this go in? And so if you look carefully on the board, you can see there's an O, a negative, and a plus right there, okay? On the board. There's an O, a negative, and a plus, and on the other side, same thing, O, negative, plus. So I went and got the pinout for this thing, okay? And by the way, this is, and by the way, I don't know if this is really gonna work as a replacement. I read a thread, I think on Clove, and people were saying that this would work, and someone said it didn't work, so I don't know. We're gonna take a chance here. And honestly, I don't have a choice, because if I really ruined this, I need to find another board. Oh, God. So 3503, so it goes supply, ground, and output, okay? And the pinning is shown viewed from the branded side, okay? So the supply, I'm sure is going to be our plus side, the ground is our negative, and the O is the output, right? And it's shown from the branded side, so the branded side is right here. And that's where the maker's mark is. It's on this side. So if we're to kind of look at this and look at this, so, oh shit, it just fell off. Oops. Yeah, that thing was totally hosed. Okay, so the output is on this side, so it's gonna go in like this. Supply in the middle, the negative in the middle, plus on the right. Alright, well, I guess we're replacing it. I don't really have a choice. It just fell off. I mean, we might be able to reuse this. I don't know if it's... let's just replace... You know, we might be able to reuse this one. I'm actually curious to see if the new ones work. Let's just go for it. I'm going to throw some solder on here. My God, it's a disaster down here. Well, I mean, this video it's not going in the direction I thought it was going to go in tonight. This is what I thought was going to happen. We plugged the power supply in, and then we high-fived ourselves because it works, and Ian was brilliant and all that. That's not at all what happened. So, now I'm working on this Hall effect board, which I'm hoping is ultimately going to be worth it. So I'm just adding some new solder on here so we can suck all this out. Alright. You just kind of put a little bit of flux on here. Alright. Let's see if we can really clear these holes out. I gotta be really careful that I don't ruin the other sensor. Oh, for God's sakes, there's a pad lifted, isn't there? Am I seeing that right? Yeah, there's a pad. Boy, this is a train wreck, huh? There's the missing pad, lifted pad right there. That lifted pad might not matter, though. Alright, we got 2 of the 3. I am butchering this board. We're gonna get through this, I promise you. I cannot see shit with this thing. It looks like there's multiple holes on this thing. So I'm looking through, and it looks like this one is not clear on this side. So the pins are still in here. That's the problem. So let's see if we can come from this side here. There we go. Now let's see what we got. Wow, this thing's like Swiss cheese. Why is there so many holes in this thing? So it looks like there's multiple holes for each. That is bizarre. Yeah, I guess they designed this to use with different form factors. I'm actually not seeing that I lifted a pad. What was that came out? So I don't know if you guys can see. There's like a ton of holes in this thing. And I'm just holding it up to the light. And it looks like I have it completely clear. I don't think I did lift a trace. I really don't know. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's kind of study what's going on here. So output has 2 traces. Positive has 2. And right now one of them is closed off, I can see. So let's look at this again and see if we can put it in here. So, looking at the branding, okay. So negative is over here. Negative's in the middle. Alright, so I gotta clear out this hole. I have to add some more solder right there. It's a really, really tiny little part. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, these are totally closed off. Man, I'm having a heck of a time clearing this out. The positive pads. I think I might have got it though. I think I did. Alright, let's take a look at this again. So, pinout is shown viewed from the branded side. Alright, so this apply goes right here. Alright, it's in.
On your mark.
Boy, this is really, really hairy.
Get set.
Man, talk about teeny tiny traces. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to kind of eyeball the height. So the sensor on this one's like right here. You know, it's about a 1/4 inch up. So we're gonna kind of just do the same. And this is some seriously delicate soldering here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of solder on my tip. And we're just going to try to tack this on. Ow, without burning my hand. Alright, that's way too high. It's totally tacked though. It's too low. I really need to get one of those helping hand things. Alright.
On your mark.
That height, not quite.
The adventure will become a valiant fight. Rest the rest of the fair princess from the clutches of an evil. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard as he faces the treacherous monsters of
It's too much.
Your odyssey continues against the monsters that oppose your efforts to reach the dragon's nest.
That might be about right.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
That's pretty good right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and just do the other ones. I'm going to actually try doing it the same way. Just because it's so delicate. Doesn't take much here. These pads are so tiny. Actually looks pretty good.
On your mark.
So we should do like a continuity test just to see if I got it.
Get set.
I don't feel like I want to add much more solder than that. All right, let's test continuity, and let's just see if we have it. So this leg on top here goes to here. So let's test that one real quick. So I'm just going from point A to point B, and I'm going to make sure nothing is bridged. So let's go like the center leg. And no, they're not. Center leg to that one is not bridged. And then the outside leg to the center leg are not bridged. And then this leg should go to here. And it does. Okay, so that's a good solder joint. And then on this side, the middle leg
On your mark.
should go all the way to over here.
Get set.
And it does. And the adjacent ones do not. Alright, so that's a good joint. And then this leg should go to this cap, the outside one. And it does. Alright, our work's good. We did a good job, actually. Now, the question is, does this 305 Hall effect sensor work? Is it compatible? I don't know. It's a bit of a crapshoot, and I knew it when I bought it. there was kind of conflicting information on the internet. So let's go ahead and just trim this back. My God, it's 10:30. How did it get so late? Alright, I feel pretty good about my work here. Height-wise, it's relatively the same as the other one. Alright, let's put it in and God darn it, cross our fingers that we at least fix the joystick issue, because the joystick has been spastic like forever. But we still have potentially an issue with the power supply or the board. Like, why is it resetting, you know?
On your mark.
Alright, let's see how this is gonna work.
Get set.
Alright. Let's find a good spot for that. Alright, so this should go on here. Just like so. Like, where's my markings? Right there and there. Okay. Right there. Alright, sensors a little... Sensor might not be quite in the right spot. We'll see. It looks like it's a little low. And by the way, it took me like 15 minutes to fish the screw out of the bottom of the cabinet. Not kidding. Alright, I'm looking at the side here and seeing how the sensor lines up. It's kind of right on the money, actually. Alright, let's go ahead and plug this in. Alright, so let's hope that at least the joystick's working again.
Get set.
Alright, I'm going to turn the game on. Hopefully it doesn't reset. I don't like how this is sitting. Alright, here we go. So it's not starting right away. Why is this not sitting on here right? I mean, I'm assuming that the game's gonna boot here in a second. I don't like how that's sitting. Oh, it's that cable. I guess when we latch it, it's probably gonna be fine. Alright, the connector's on all the way. Alright, I guess I'm gonna let it just do its thing here. It's trying to boot, but... What is causing this?
On your
Is
mark.
it the power supply? Is it the PCB?
Get set.
Alright. Okay. Left and right works. Please, forward and back. Hey, look at that. Dude, those sensors totally work. Yes! Alright, the left and right's a little squirrely, though. Alright, well, that's good to know. So that new sensor totally works. That's great. Alright, let's put it in test and see if we get something different. So this is the test screen, right? Okay. EROM cleared, RAM okay. Press start one for next screen. Okay, so there's the joystick test, and they're both going crazy, okay? Now, we replaced the header pins, and we replaced one of the Hall effect sensors. So I would think that if we had one bad Hall effect sensor, or two bad ones, and we replaced one, then only the X or the Y should be stable. Actually, the Y should be stable because that's the one we replaced. Y right now is going from 143 to 7, 3 to 7, 3 to 7, and then X.
Get set.
Now, if I hold it in the center, it kind of stabilizes. Yeah, if I just hold it, it's not bad. Let's see. Press fire to start test. Just holding it in the center. So bad stability. Still. It's not that bad, though. I guess I just don't know what it is. Is it the joystick? Is it the power supply? Is it the voltages at the Hall effect sensor? See, it's going left and right on its own, but barely. Not like before. Yeah, see, he's kind of freaking out, isn't he? He's freaking out left and right. The left and right is freaking out. The up and down is not. I'm kind of tempted to replace the other sensor. Because the left and right, he's freaking out. Yeah, it's the left and right that's messed up. The up and down, forward and backward is fine. Yeah, forward and backwards, totally fine. Left and right is not. All right, we're going to replace that other one. Why not? Now that we've proven that part works, I think we should replace it. Let's just try to have some victory here. All right, John, do not drop the screws. Okay. We did not drop the screws. All right, so let's go over to the table here and let's replace the other sensor, which I guess isn't that bad to do. I think I need to get reading glasses. It might be time. I refuse to get them. But this stuff is tiny. I can barely see it. All right, here we go. You throw a little bit of flux on here. My flashlight dropped. Oh, guys. You know, we were gonna work on the Bronco, and all this stuff is just broken down here, and I'm like, this is just, what is happening? I've lost control. Just gonna come in here and add some solder to this.
On your mark.
Alright, I added a ton of solder. So hopefully we can clear these holes relatively easy. Boy, that's hot. Alright, it's gonna come out. Okay, so let's just make sure we see what's labeled. So this thing points away towards the outside of the board, and positive is on that side. All right, it's out. All right, so let's take one of our new sensors. I think I bought these on eBay, by the way. Okay, so positive. Let me just make sure we're clear. We're totally clear. All right, so positive is around side. So let's just go like that. And let's just double check our work. Positives right there, negatives in the middle, outputs right there. positive, negative output. All right, so let's get our height right. Right about there. Right about there. All right, we're gonna tack it on again. Throw some flux on here to make my life a little easier. And I'm just going to do it the same way I did last time. It actually worked pretty well. These traces are so microscopic, it doesn't really take a lot of solder. So I'll just throw some on my tip. And then we'll just kind of just tack it on. Alright. It's tacked in. Alright, let's check our height. It's a little low. I'm trying to do this so I don't burn my hand.
On your mark.
Right there. That looks pretty even with the other one. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. So let's go ahead and get the outside one. Ow! Hot. Alright. We're a little crooked. Oops. Now we're really crooked. Hot. Nice and straight. This one's a little bit lower, but I think it's okay. And then let's go ahead and get the middle. Alright, did we get the middle one? I think we did. Yes, this is not typically how you want to solder, but it's working. Alright, let's do our continuity test just to make sure our work is good. So I'm going to put my meter on continuity and I'm going to basically test the legs, leg to leg, to make sure nothing's shorted. Okay, so center to left is fine. Hang on. God, this is so small. Alright, so I'm gonna actually bend these. So let's bend these out of the way. I want to bend the middle one back so I can actually get to it and not interfere. Okay, so this leg right here goes over here. Continuity, that's good. So now if we touch the middle one and it beeps, then we know that I shorted those two. I did not. Continuity here, not continuity in the middle. So those two are not shorted together. Okay, so now this leg goes over here. So if I go like this, good. Now if I touch it to the middle one, nothing. So we did not short that. So my work is actually good. Now the middle one goes over to here. Good. If I touch the two adjacent ones, nothing. So the work is good. So we could trim this. I need to get new side cutters. These are really dull. Alright. Alright, let's go give this a shot. Alright. So, this goes on here like so. No, it goes on.
Get set.
This. Just like that. Right? No. Is that right? Yeah. So that sensor's right there. Marker, marker. Okay, that's good. Just wondering if this is going to help the left and right spasms. But my next step here is to figure out how to install switching power supply. Because this game, I think, only requires 5 volts. Pretty sure. Okay, guys. Let's give it a shot.
On your mark.
Just make sure we're plugged in.
Get set.
Alright, let's turn it on. Maybe it'll turn on right away. Maybe it won't. No, it's resetting. Alright, I'm gonna let it sit for the minute it might take to come back, and then we'll see. Okay, it booted. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, so we still have that left-right instability. But the left-right works. Let's see if the thing freaks out. Maybe not. It's totally playable. It's nice to know that those sensors work, by the way. Man, the game is totally playable, though. Way better than it was before. Yeah, the left and right seems totally stable compared to how it was before. It's not jerking at all. I love this game, guys. I really do. Look at, the thing's not freaking out. So let's change the camera level, make it a little bit harder. You get more points the lower the camera level is. And we cannot jump when the eye is there. Ah, the bird got me. So it's like when the game boots, it's totally playable. Oh, what's that? Losing sync there. Comes the eye. Why is the monitor doing that? Well, the Hall effect sensors, as far as I'm concerned, are a success. Is that the monitor? Why is it losing sync for a second? And by the way, if you guys haven't figured out how to play this game, you gotta turn all the blue stuff red. And then exit out. Why is it doing that? It's like a bonus level. Such a great game. Oops. right, we get the idea. I tell you what I want to do. I want to test the voltages just for the hell of it. And this is kind of something that we should have done like right off the bat, and I did not do that off the bat. So let's turn the light on here, and I'm gonna turn the game a little bit. By the way, I'm gonna put my initials in, AAA. I'm just curious to see if it actually saves them. So let's check the voltages. What I'm gonna do, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Pull the board out just a little bit. And then we can get to the test points. So we have a 5 volt. Oh, we're jumpering. Look at this. We jumpered the edge connector. It's interesting. Let's take a look at this here. I wonder if we should undo that sense to ground thing. Put it back to stock. All right, let's test our 5 volts. So there's test points right here. 5.2. So it's kind of high. It's actually very high. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop right now. And I have to, I mean, it's 11 o'clock. We've been messing around with this since like 8:30 or so. I'm gonna print some viewer mail. You know, we're gonna stop right here. This is gonna be, I think, we're gonna call this part number 1 of the Fix It series. But I don't know what to do about this stupid iRobot. I just don't know what to do. I'm actually curious if we tried starting this thing without these on here, what it would do. Especially this one. We tied. Yeah, it's not booting. Let's see what our 5 volts is testing at without that. 5.1. All right. So ground. This is 5 volts. Ground. All right, I'm gonna print viewer mail. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. You guys want to do that? And then we're gonna. I don't know what the hell to do about this stupid iRobot. I really don't. I just don't know what to do. I'm so tempted to just put a switching power supply in this stupid thing. Just be done with it. But the problem doesn't seem to be voltage related. It seems to be reset circuit related. Or is it the damn PCB? I don't know. This weekend, we're going to come back to this topic like on Sunday, and we might move on to the 2 Tigers and then Robotron. Let's get some other stuff going, and then maybe we'll come back to this and then go to the Firefox. I don't know. We gotta something good's gotta happen down here. So, all right, let me print some viewer mail here. Hang on. All right, guys, let's go do some viewer mail. Boy, it is a mess down here. I kind of feel like just leaving it this way until, because we're gonna be working and fixing all this stuff, and we're gonna have to do some more soldering here for the Robotron. You know, I don't know what to do about iRobot. You know, I was just looking at it, and it's working fine. It is. And once the game boots, it's kind of okay, you know? So I have no idea. All right, let's do some viewer mail. You know, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to email them to me at blkdog7 John@johnsarcade.com. John@johnsarcade.com. Email your questions, your comments, your whatever to John@johnsarcade.com. The camera is a little further away, more than usual. Is that better or good? You guys want it? You want me close or you want me far away? So, all right, here we go. The first viewer mail here is from Ed. John, I'm having a hard time finding a good CRT monitor, he says. I'm considering an LCD for my pole position. Do you know where I can purchase a CRT with no burn? What are your thoughts about LCD versus CRT? As always, thanks for the videos. Love them, Ed. Ed, I do not like LCDs. I will never, ever put an LCD in any of my games. Never. So, and you know what? You really don't need to, okay? I know monitors, CRTs can be intimidating, or they might appear to be hard to find, but I don't really think that to be the case at all. I look on Craigslist and NYKO and offer up almost every day for cheap games, and I'm gonna tell you, I see cheap games almost every single day. Cheap games that I just don't want, that are $100, $150, whatever it is. And guess what? Those cheap games have CRTs in them, okay? And what I used to do back in the beginning of my collecting career was when I needed a monitor for a game, you know what I would do? I'd buy a game I didn't want off of Craigslist, and I'd take the monitor out of it, and I would buy broken conversion type games, and I'd steal the monitor out of them, and then I would sell or give away that cabinet. If I bought some junk game that was converted to DJ Boy or whatever, and it used to be a Williams cabinet, whatever it was, I'd buy that game for $100 or $150, whatever the price was at the time, and I'd remove the monitor, and then I would sell the cabinet. And I did that quite a bit, actually. And because there's a lot of really bad converted games on Craigslist, on OfferUp, on NYKO, and that's what I'd recommend that you do, okay? Now, that's a little scary. That's not as easy as going on a website, is it? And putting your credit card in and having a monitor show up. That light's a little too bright for me. But you know what? It takes a little bit of work, but it works. But I think that the LCDs, I just don't like how they look at all. They're flat, and I'm so sensitive to it. I could see it from a mile away, like in a Craigslist listing, in a photograph, whatever. It's like, that's an LCD, and it just looks wrong. It looks flat. You're missing that curvature. You're missing the pixels. I just would never put an LCD in these games. And you know what, too? A lot of times when people put LCDs in these games, they put 16:9 LCDs. What? And then you have this stretched out picture? These are 4:3 monitors. Yeah, you can't go LCD, man. Just don't do it. Just put the extra work into it and be patient, wait. You'll find the monitor, you'll find the game, you'll swap it out. That's what I would do, okay? That's my advice. That's what I would do. That's what I've done. The only game that I would ever consider putting an LCD in would be like Golden Tee, because that's almost okay. Because they kind of did that anyway, so. All right, moving on. This one's from David. Hi, John. I'm a huge fan and longtime viewer. I know this is referencing a very old video, but a year or so ago, you mentioned that you had spoke to, I believe, Richie Knuckles about your pole position score, and he said his time had dramatically increased after he rebuilt the pedal. Did you do this to yours? And if not, will you be doing a video on this? Really looking forward to more EM pin videos. Yeah, I know. I gotta do that. I'm trying to fix a Zaccaria ski jump myself, and know how frustrating it can be. Love the show. David, Otto, the Mad, and Evil Day from England. So, yeah, I did talk to Richie about this a long time ago, and he told me I needed to rebuild my gas pedal, just because he did that and his scores went up. Well, I'll tell you that I bought the pot. I think it's a 10K pot that Atari used on all those games, and like, I think Breakout and all that. So I bought the pot, and I was gonna replace it, and then my buddy Matt was here one night, and there's a test in the test mode that shows you the throw of the pedal, from high to low, and it's a hex value, and we kind of figured out that I was getting the full travel, so I figured, and Matt and I both realized that we didn't need to replace my pot, because we were getting the full range of motion with the pot I have in there, so I never replaced it. And I'm going to tell you, my friend Matt, I'm going to check right now, he's gotten some stupid high scores on here. The high score down here is 65,310. I mean, that is a world-class score, okay? My score is like 63,700 or something. So Matt McCarthy, my buddy, has gotten 65,310 down here. The world record's like 66 and some change or something like that. So I think my machine's dialed in. So I never did replace the pot. I bought the pot. The pot is somewhere in this basement, but I never replaced it. So I don't know. And as far as the EM pin goes, I know, you know, this weekend I kind of wanted to do that, but I really just feel like I need to fix this stuff before I go on to anything else. So it's driving me batty. All right. No, I never did it, but you know, we might do a video like that. I should check the pot at the hangar. This one is from Nintendo. Actually, his name is Laris. Hey John, I'm a huge fan from Bosnia, and I've seen every single video from you, and I make sure that I did not miss a single video from you. I love your work, your advice, fixes, and video quality. Everything is top. I bought myself a universal arcade cabinet with a Handtrex Polo 55 monitor and a gun dealer game inside. The game got boring fast, and I'll probably buy a Pandora's Box 4. My question to you is, what do you think about my arcade cabinet? It's a German-made big screen Nova. I wish you all the best, and please keep on making new videos. Your biggest fan, Laris. All right, let's show Laris's cabinet here. It's pretty unique. Now, Laris that thing is crazy. But you know what? If I were to have one, I don't know if you have one cabinet, but if I had one cabinet, something like that is kind of useful. You know, I'm assuming it's JAMA. Is it vertical, the vertical orientation? But that would be a very good utility cabinet to swap JAMA boards out. It definitely looks a little different than what we're used to in the US here, but that thing's kind of neat. It was German, huh? It's called the Big Screen by Nova, huh? That's really cool. Now, what's the Handtrex Polo 55? That must be is that a 25-inch monitor vertically? So yes, Laris, that's a very cool cabinet. And you know, the Pandora's Box, that's like a JAMA multi-computer thing. It's like a plug-and-play kind of MAME computer, basically, right? So yes, I bet you if you put that in there, that'd be a lot of fun in there. And by the way, thanks for watching, man. All the way in Bosnia. That's crazy. Now, you know, the last email, the guy's in England. This guy's in Bosnia. What else do we have here? You know, YouTube's nuts. How we reach everyone all over the world like this. All right, the next one here, this guy's from Portugal. You see? This is an international show here. And by the way, my foreign viewers, if you guys win the raffle, I'll ship it to you. So make sure you go to johnsarcade.com. I'll ship it anywhere in the world you want. This is from Emmanuel. Hi, John. I'm a super fan of your channel. I own several generic arcade cabs made in Portugal, 3 dedicated games, Taito, WGP, Mechanized Attack, and Super Hang-On. What's Taito WGP? Taito... what is that? I don't know what that is. And 8 pinballs. That's a great collection. Holy cow. Black Rose, Dirty Harry, The Getaway, etc. But my Super Hang-On is driving me crazy. The free play on that game keeps starting games over and over and over. The machine was this way back in the 80s. It's not broken or something. Yeah, you know what? Pole Position does the same exact thing. If you put it on free play, it just starts the game over and over and over and over. And that's why my pole position's on quarter play, because it'll make you insane. And the thing is, it's so stupid, because like that's the free play mode. So if you walk up to the game and it's in the middle of a game, you have to wait till the game stops, and you have to be there when it's ready to start again. It's just dumb. Anyway, he said there's a free play mod out there, at least a patch, but I can't patch them. Here's the link. So it's at this reassembler.blogspot website. Could you please help me and send me the patch ROMs to my mail? See if someone could patch them or make a video about it. It would be awesome. You can make a video about this patch ROM and other games, Outrun and Space Harrier. I'd really appreciate a set of ROM files patched or a video tutorial on how to do them, Emmanuel. Now, Emmanuel, you know, I've encountered this before because here's what's going on. I'll explain to you what's happening. There's a couple options here. So what's going on is that someone patched the Sega ROM, okay, to add a free play and a high score feature to Outrun and Hang On and all that, okay? Now, to get around the copyright thing, so they don't want to just give you Sega's ROM, okay? What they do is they give you a patch file, okay? And what you do is you take your original ROM file from your machine, you dump it on your computer or download it from MAME, from the MAME ROMs, and then you take his patch and you apply it or add it or subtract it from the original Sega code, and then the net result is a patched code that will add a new feature, you know, free play or high score save, okay? And so the person that made this mod is afraid to give you Sega's code, so he just gives you his code, which is right here, and you're supposed to combine the two to make this new thing, which gives you the new feature that you're seeking, okay? Now, I encountered this, I actually, Tapper was a patched ROM, I believe. And maybe even Tron. I'm pretty sure Tapper was a patched, and Domino Man. And I had to do this, and it's a little confusing. Now, okay, I'm gonna explain to you the best I can how to do it, because I'd like you to try to do it. It's kind of rewarding, okay? Because if you go to the reassembler.blogspot website, you could download the patch files and all the instructions in there, and I printed them, and we're gonna go through them, okay? I'm not opposed to making a video about this either, but I'd like you to try to do it and see if you can figure it out. If you get really stuck, though, you can go to hobbyroms.com, and he'll burn you the patched ROMs and mail it off to you. Anyway, so if you look at the README here, you download this zip file, and it comes with all these patches and these instructions, and it's for like Hang On and Space Harrier and Outrun and all this. And I might have done this to my Outrun. I forgot. But anyway, it says here you can patch with ROM Injector or BS Patch. Now, I believe that I use BS Patch. It's a command line program, and basically you download BS Patch. Okay, it's at daemonology.net/bsdiff. And basically what you do is you put all the files in the same folder, okay? You put the, so it says right here, it says exactly what the command line is, okay? So what you do is you download BS Patch. There's a folder within it that says where to put everything. You put the original Sega ROM in there. You put the patched file in that you downloaded from this website, okay? And then you go to your command line, okay, on Windows. I might have even done this in the Mac. I might have used this ROM Injector, the Java program. But anyway, let's continue with the BS Patch thing. And so you go into the directory and you open a command line. You just type in BS Patch, input ROM file name, okay, which is the original Sega's file name, the output ROM file name, so what do you want to call it, and then the patch file. You just put in those three in a row, and you hit enter, and then it patches it. That's what you need to do, okay? And if I'm explaining this wrong, you please leave comments below, but that's really basically it. Now, I remember doing this on my Mac, though. Maybe I did use the ROM Injector program, because the ROM Injector program is Java-based, and I believe I ran that on my Mac. Yeah, I'm actually positive I did. So when I did it, I used ROM Injector, which is included in the zip file, and it provides more flexibility. It's a custom Java tool is included. For each title, a patch file is provided. It contains assembler code. This patch file can be used with the ROM Injector tool. So the patch files are plain text format, so you can load them into your favorite text editor. So I'm trying to remember, did you just drag them on top of the Java file, the two, and then it patched them? Now I'm not helping you at all. But if you go, and by the way, if you go to this website here, romhacking.net, it kind of talks about how these tools use. So it says to apply patch.bdf onto the file bdaaa, generating good.aaa, type bs patch. See, it's exactly what I just told you, okay? Type bs patch, bad aaa, good aaa, patch bdf. So it's going to apply good to bad, and the outcome is patch, which is exactly what I said. So that's all you need to do. So this romhacking.net also has instructions. The thing is, though, you need to get it all into the same directory as the BSDiff program. BSDiff and BS Patch are command line tools for building and applying patches to binary files. It creates and applies BDF patches by using suffix sorting and taking advantage of how executable files change. BSDiff routinely produces binary patches. Blah, blah, blah. The algorithm used by BSDiff. Okay, so you're going to use BSDiff, right? Which one is it saying to use? No, BS Patch. Yeah, you type in BS Patch is what it said, right? Yeah, you just type in BS Patch. So to apply patch on the file, yeah, you type in BS Patch. So yes, it's exactly what I said. Just get the files, put them in the same directory with the BS Patch, go to a command line, navigate to that folder, and then run the command, and then bam, you should have what you're looking for, burn that ROM, and you're done. Or if you're stuck, go to hobbyroms.com. Did I explain that correctly, even remotely? But I've done it a couple times. I think I used the Java tool on my Mac, to be honest. So, all right, I think we're done, guys. I know, another stupid video. Well, I mean, we replaced the Hall effect sensors. That was good. iRobot's still messed up. The game's been on, actually. I'm just curious if it's still running. Yeah, see, it's totally fine. It's losing sync, though. I don't know if that's the monitor, though. Whatever. But the game's working still, so I don't know. So anyway, that's it, guys, for this video. And yes, by the way, if you want to participate in the raffle, it's going to end April 1st. You got to go to johnsarcade.com. I mean, come on, guys. Look at all this stuff. So definitely go to johnsarcade.com. There's a little raffle copter thing that'll be on the top. Enter it, and you can win all of this magnificent... I mean, really, this is some great stuff I'm giving away here. You know, the Famicom Mini and the monitor and all the accessories. I'm telling you, that's like at least $300 worth of stuff. And of course, a classic edition. That's like an unobtainium right now with the wireless controller and all that. So, and then some T-shirts and CDs. So, I want to have enough stuff so at least 10 people can win. So go to johnsarcade.com and enter the raffle. And then other than that, guys, listen to my podcast, Video Game Outsiders, at videogameoutsiders.com. Now, we do that podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Riotcast Network at riotcast.com/VGO. We also have an app. If you go to the iTunes Store and also Google Play, search for Video Game Outsiders. It's a podcasting app. It's completely free. There's also bonus content, including the John Show with John, where I do pretty much talk about arcade stuff. It's like a little micro arcade podcast. Now, that's considered bonus content. You get that along with Michelle's show, and then also Michelle and I do a Blank Outsiders podcast every week. So it's... At the end of the day, it's like 12 extra podcasts on top of the free VGO, and that's $2 a month. So check out the app. And then also, we are about to celebrate our 500th episode on Video Game Outsiders. If you go to teespring.com, actually, if you go to ilovevgo.com, you can purchase a Video Game Outsiders t-shirt to help us celebrate our 500th episode. We've been doing that podcast for 12 years, so it's quite the milestone. So consider supporting us. Buy a shirt, ilovevgo.com. The t-shirt campaign ends February 28th. And that's it, guys. We're done. So I'm going to see you guys soon, hopefully on Sunday or Monday, because we're going to come right back down here and continue where we left off. I think the next video we're going to go right to Robotron or Two Tigers, and we're going to try to get the battery on Two Tigers, which that should be easy. I got a battery we got to solder on, and then we're going to try to get Robotron working again. And then after that, we've got only 2 games down. Ironically, well, I mean, iRobot works once it boots up, but Firefox is completely down. So we're going to really screw around Sunday down here. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'll see you very soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Later, and bye.